When we're facing a really big life choice, our first instinct is usually to go it alone, right? To just retreat and figure it out by ourselves. But what if that's actually the riskiest thing you can do? Today, we're going to explore a powerful framework for making sound decisions, not in isolation, but by finding clarity and really safety with the help of others.
Just think for a second about a major choice you might be facing right now. Maybe it's about a job, a big move, a relationship. How are you actually approaching that decision?
See, our instinct is to try and solve these huge questions all by ourselves. We think, I just need to think harder, pray more, get my head straight. But as this slide shows so well, that instinct to be alone is exactly where the danger is. It opens us up to our own blind spots and, honestly, to a lot of self-deception.
So let's unpack that risk. Making these life-altering decisions completely on your own or flying solo can be surprisingly dangerous because it leaves you vulnerable in ways you might not even see coming.
Now, what's really interesting here is how specific these dangers are. First, there's self-deception. It is so easy to convince ourselves that what we want to do is the right thing to do. Then there's tunnel vision, where we get locked into just one way of looking at things. And finally, discouragement. Man, when you hit a wall, it is so much easier to just give up if there's no one there to cheer you on or offer a different perspective.
So if flying solo is so risky, what's the alternative? Well, this is the big idea we're diving into today. Community as a safety net. It's all about intentionally inviting other people into your process to find the kind of clarity and confidence you just can't always find on your own. Now, the fancy term for this is communal discernment. But don't let that scare you. This isn't about groupthink or letting a committee run your life. It's a collaborative process of seeking wisdom. It's about gaining perspective, getting confirmation that you're on the right track, and, this is huge, protecting yourself from making a rash, impulsive choice.
This ancient proverb just sums it up perfectly. This core idea isn't new at all. It highlights this fundamental principle. There is real safety when you seek out an abundance of counselors. That guidance is what protects us from falling. So how does this actually work in the real world? Well, this slide breaks it down into 4 super practical benefits. A community helps you discern because other people can help you weigh your thoughts. It confirms a direction when lots of people are sensing the same thing. It corrects you when a trusted friend can say, hey, wait a minute, have you thought about this? And it encourages you, giving you that support system you need to actually follow through.
Okay, theory is great, but let's look at a blueprint in action. We're going to jump into a historical account from the book of Acts to see how this whole idea of communal discernment played out in a moment that literally changed the world.
Okay, so picture this. You have this group of really diverse leaders in a place called Antioch. And they're not in some corporate strategy meeting. They are simply together, worshiping and fasting. And it's in that shared, humble environment that this massive, new direction is suddenly revealed.
And what's so cool is that this story gives us a repeatable process. Step 1, they started with unity. Their focus was on a shared purpose, not their own individual agendas. Step 2, that new direction was confirmed within the community. It wasn't just one person's private idea, it was a corporate conviction. And step 3, they took action together, sending out 2 of their best leaders with the full backing of the group. Okay, that's a powerful story, but how do we apply it to our lives right now? Let's break this down into 3 practical ways you can start building your very own safety net. First up, engage in corporate gatherings. This is about intentionally just showing up in group settings where you can listen and learn right alongside other people. This is the foundation. So what does engaging actually look like? Well, it means joining a small group or a prayer meeting. But it's not just about being physically present, right? It's about active listening. You start paying attention to themes that keep popping up or ideas that seem to follow you from one person to the next. These can be really powerful confirmations. All right, the second step is about moving from the big group to the individual. Because while those corporate gatherings are vital, building intentional one-on-one relationships is just as crucial for getting specific wisdom and support. And this slide highlights 2 types of relationships that are just absolutely essential for your safety net. You've got a mentor who offers wisdom from their experience. They've been there, they can help you make sense of things. And then you have an accountability partner. That's the person who gives you that raw honesty and that loving pushback that we all need to stay on track. You really, really need both.
And the third and final step, while this one requires some humility, it's being willing to take what you're sensing and actually share it with your trusted community to see if it holds up under pressure.
And the way you do this is so important. Your posture matters.
You don't walk in and declare, "Hey everyone, this is what's happening." Instead, you approach them with humility. You say something like, "Hey, this is what I'm sensing. Can you help me figure this out? Will you pray with me?" It's an invitation, not a declaration. You're looking for a sense of shared peace before you make that big move.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, let's just flip the perspective for a minute. Because this whole thing isn't just about what you can get from your community, it's also about the active role you play within it. So let's recap the key takeaways here. First, see community as a safeguard, that safety net we talked about, not some limitation on your freedom. Second, remember that clarity and confidence are so often found together, not when we're alone. And third, and this is so important, you are not just a receiver in this process. You are also called to be that voice of wisdom and encouragement for other people in your community.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Who are the trusted people in your life? Who makes up your safety net? And if that circle feels a little small right now, what's maybe one step you could take this week to start building it?